And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Anytime you're talking about fundamentals in a market and direction, fundamentals take a little bit of time to play out.
We got crude oil today, kind of trading yesterday's value area really nicely, low to high.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good afternoon, friends and traders. Welcome to the Market Recap. I am Dan Hodgman. It is Monday, August 16th, and wow, huge two-way trade when we look at that NASDAQ market breaking off the open hard, down almost a little bit over 1.5%, and turns into somehow a positive day. I mean, that's just an unbelievable move there. I am Dan Hodgman. This is the Market Recap. I do need to say I will be quick today. I have a lot going on here this afternoon, but wanted to make sure we got in here and just at least talked over what happened here today. So crude oil this morning opened up on its lows, and there was a nice really rally back to the upside, where the equity markets, mind-boggling, right? I sat there this morning trading the NASDAQ, trading the S&Ps, and saw the break and thought, well, maybe a sell-off's on. NASDAQ broke all the way down to last week's low. Moved through it by a few points and recovered all the way back to settlement price. To say that was an easy day, I would have to disagree. There was not a single down period from 9 o'clock this morning on. Never really saw many pullbacks. Trended higher from the low all afternoon, starting, like I said, looks like it started right at about 9:30 this morning, I should say. Huge move up. Very weird day. And let's think about what's causing that initial sell-off off the open, right? There is major concerns right now in the Middle East. And we have to think about that. Are those concerns going to affect the markets? Well, off the open, yeah, obviously we think that sell-off was initiated by what's going on in the Middle East at the moment. But the more we start to process it, right, that's our reaction. That's the emotions getting involved. Like I say all the time, there's an emotion and then there's the reaction. We saw a little bit of reaction post the emotional move, and what that reaction is saying, yeah, what's going on over there right now is frightening. It's terrible. You got to think for all those people over there. But is that really going to have an effect on U.S.-based equity markets? And right now, probably not. And that's what recovered these markets pretty nicely here today. All right, so like we said, crude oil opened up on its lows. As soon as that market got going, it made a move towards settlement price. Really never made it up there. Rolled right into some overnight consolidation. Gold, though, on the other hand, no surprise here. Equity started to break. Gold, strong rally. But what I find interesting, and I think this is going to be one of the most interesting points of the day here, gold did not sell off on the equity rally. Gold just held its highs that it's marked around 930. That market stopped breaking, or stopped the rally and held into a strong, steady, held that price extremely well, right at 1790. Then Euro wasn't much of a trade here today. Another quiet day in the Euro after the big move on Friday. Market opened up, pushed a little bit towards settlement price, never made it there, broke right back down to where we opened up, and got sideways. And the 10-year note pops off the open. Again, no surprise, right? Inversely proportional when we're looking at the equities. Proportional to the gold. Treasuries popped with gold as soon as the break ended in the equity markets. Treasuries got quiet and sideways there. Like I said, I do have to hustle here today, so we're not going to be able to dive in charts. But I want to say hello to everyone. I know we got some comments here. George, good to see you. Brian, Ricardo, Jim. Good day of practice today in NQCL. Starting to trust myself in my trade plan. Loved hearing that, Jim. Bill, good to see you. PD, buy the dip. Plunge protection team is in full send mode today. No kidding. How the hell does a 1.5% down day turn into a gain for the day? It is incredible. It really is. I mean, heck of a move here today when you look at some of those markets. Need serious help on how to hold longer. It's one of the hardest things in the world, right? How do I sit here in a trade that's profitable? How do I keep just holding on? Especially when you see those little pullbacks, right? When you're up $500, you see it pull back to up 310. And then you got that psychological issue of, well, now I got to get back to where I was, and plays a lot of tricks on our head. And the best thing we can do when getting into that trade is already knowing our out point, right? That's what we have to keep in mind. Where am I getting out? If we can have that profit target already in place, that's really going to help us out quite a bit. And on the flip side, on where am I getting out, is also knowing what needs to happen before I can do anything about this, right? 100%. Not every trade is going to play out perfectly, loss or win, right? Not every trade's going to play out perfectly to the plan that we went into, whether it hits our stop or hits our profit target. Market states change, things happen, and we need to be quick to adjust to that. Be prepared for that. So, what's it going to take? What kind of economic event, news, time thing are we going to be looking at to start changing those strategies? So, those are a few things that I like to have in my own trade plan and every trade that I take. Like, hey, what's it going to take? Well, if I see this market break down to where we opened up, or major economic event happens, or unexpected things are going on, or I look over and yields just broke, treasuries rallied higher, and equities are on their highs, maybe there's something for me to think about getting out of that trade. So just having a few of those things to think about will help you kind of stay in that trade and know when you're allowed to make those adjustments. Level 2, yes, absolutely a weird day. Short DS this morning, I got ran over in the afternoon. On a trade day like today, I feel like there's probably a number of people that got run over on huge two-way trades like that one. Norman, good to see you. 1 goal today, and 1 goal equals $5,000. Way to go, Norman. Love hearing that. All right, so like I said, I do have to get moving here. Wanted to just make sure we touched base. It's only Monday, guys. We got a long week ahead of us, so take your time, be patient. No major economic things are happening this week. Really quick, let's just kind of touch on our calendar tomorrow. You got Redbook, 7:55 a.m. Central Time. Right before that, you got retail sales at 7:30. And other than that, relatively quiet day until 12:30 when Jerome Powell will be speaking. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of talk about inflation, about whatever else the Fed has to discuss, jobs numbers. I mean, there's going to be a lot that he'll be talking about tomorrow. And then nothing too crazy. We got FOMC minutes then coming Wednesday. So that's what we got there. And like I said, on that note, I'm going to get on out of here. John will be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Time with the market forecast. So until then, stay safe, wash your hands, trade smart, and trade well. I look forward to seeing you guys in the markets. Take care, everybody.